What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a couple days. Low-key, I just can't be bothered, bro. I don't know, man. I got no energy. I just can't be fucked. And I just can't think of video ideas. So give me some video ideas right off the bat. I'll just get that shit out of the way. Normally I save this for the outro, but if this is your first video on my channel, please subscribe. Now I know I don't upload very consistently right now, but hey, if I gain some subscribers more, might give me motivation to upload. So yeah, subscribe. And give me video ideas, because otherwise you ain't gonna see me more than 3 times a week or twice a week. But cheaters, eye pokes, nut shots, illegal activity, tomfoolery, happens a lot in the UFC, in the octagon, in MMA as a sport, and it's a big problem. You know, I could make this kind of an in-depth video of cheating and breaking down how to fix it. I ain't doing all that, bro. Hey, let's be honest, it's really fucking easy. Just take points for eye pokes and just take points for any somewhat serious nut shot. Take points for any cage grab. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I save normally the back of this for the outro, but let's just talk about actually just straight off the bat. So what do we do to combat cheating, right? Now, first of all, maybe we could do more than trial some shitty ass gloves and then give up on them after 4 months because Jon Jones didn't like them. Dead ass, people forget about that, bro. They genuinely, Jon Jones literally just said, I don't like these gloves, and then Dana's like, alright, we'll get rid of them then. That, and then they had to just get rid of them altogether to not make it seem like they weren't just doing it for Jon Jones, right? So that was some bullshit that people forget about. But we've clearly seen gloves that curve your fingers naturally, and we've heard, eye poking is not, I don't think, a glove problem. I don't think it is a natural move to fucking stick your fingers out, straight out, and just stab people in the eyes. That's not a natural thing. So I think eye pokes, take points for any eye poke, because if your fingers are going anywhere near someone's eye in that way, they just shouldn't. You need to be more serious on that. So any eye poke, take a point. Any nut shot, I say we give one, unless it's just a Figueiredo Moreno nut shot, then okay, you take a point on the first one. I say we give one nut shot benefit of the doubt if it's a glancing, but if it's some direct, just wind up bullshit, yeah, take a point. Any fence grab, take a point. Fence grabbing is not something that you can blame as it was just a natural move, it just happens to occur. You literally have to consciously decide to grab the cage. So take a point for any fence grab. I don't care if it alters position or not. With Rich Mitchell on the weekend, took a point from Azat Maxim immediately. That was a position that actually was altered by a fence grab, right? And then he stood them up too. But I just think, dead ass, if you grab the fence, take a point. Just crack down on it immediately. We can't half-ass and be oh yeah, we're going to start taking points after the second eye poke instead of after the first one, or after the third one instead of the second one. I dead ass see some fights go 5 fouls in before a point, combined fouls before a point gets taken. Back of the head shots, you warn them, you say stop hitting the back of the head verbally. If they do it again, you take a point or disqualify them if they've rendered their opponent unconscious via back of the head shots. Illegal knee to the head of a grounded opponent. I think that's again, I think those should be legal, but again, they don't happen as much, but take a point immediately. I think that's valid. And also crack down on taking 2 points for some things as well, for serious fouls. I think the first one should just be 1 automatically. And then currently refs only take a point on the first foul if it's really, really bad. I think that should be 2 points, even if it's the first one, if it's that bad. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, a little 4 or 5 minute rant at the start of the video, just to kind of say, it really shouldn't be that hard. Jim Miller talked about it. Jim Miller's never eye poked anyone before. He said it's a conscious decision or a careless decision. If you consciously decide to not poke people in the eye, you can avoid doing it. So that's something that needs to be gotten out of the way. But that being said, again, in a sport of hundreds of people, only a few % of them, we probably see a couple fouls every card, but only a few percent of them are just repeat offenders, and these are the guys we are talking about in this video. Guys who you can bank on a foul occurring, guys who you can run to the bet slip and put in over 0.5 eye pokes or over 0.5 nut shots, and lock that in and cash in on a guy to commit a foul during a fight. Anyway, yeah, let's get underway. 5-minute intro out of the way. Let's get started. We are starting, normally we start flyweight, go up. We're starting heavyweight and going down. I also don't actually have someone for every division. Or at least some of them are weaker than others in terms of like how strongly I can call them a cheater. But Ciryl Gane, Ciryl is gone. You know, Gane is a repeat offender. He's a multiple time. He mixes it up. You know, we call it MMA, the sport of MMA. Bro, he's MFA. He's mixed fouling arts, bro. This man knows the art of the foul. He mixes in eye pokes, groin strikes, back of the head strikes. He's probably grabbed the cage a couple times, let's be honest. Like, Gane is a real master of the trade. Jack of all trades type guy when it comes to the fouling games. You know, we got some one-dimensional guys. You know, Michael Chandler, more of just a pure back of the head kind of guy. Jon Jones, real big on the eye pokes, doesn't do too much else, you know. But Gane mixes it up. Not quite like... It's not like Jones where he just marches forward with his fingers extended at your eyes, but like he is still very much like probing with that lead hand, that French kickboxing style. I need to do a video of like the archetype of every country or like region. I feel like that'd be like a good video to do. Because the archetype of French fighters, similar to UK fighters, but the French ones are more eye pokey, I would say. Like, it's just those range kind of kickboxers. The UK a little bit more boxing style. The French one's a little bit more kicking style. Just a real kickboxing, rangy, floating in and out with that lead hand, grabbing and, you know, susceptible to lead us straight into the eye. I believe, like, William Gomis eye poked Robert Rushala in their fight at UFC Paris. Gane, multiple eye pokes, Nasruddin Imavov, talk about him in a second. French fighters just have a style of being careless with that lead hand when they're reaching out, trying to manage distance, grab wrists. And I'm not saying you can't do that and grab wrists and shit, but like, I don't know face cam or not now, obviously. I should do face cam. I'm a good looking individual. Don't go back to my early streams when I was like 16. I'm not a good looking individual. I'm mid. But don't go back to my early streams when I was fucking clapped and come back to this video. But I've done face cam in the past. I just kind of stopped because it was too much effort. And I want to be able to record at like 3 a.m. or like 1:30 a.m., which I am right now in the dark. In the dark and not have to worry about face cam. So that's the benefit of that. But it's that French style, it's, what's it called? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the French style, very careless with that lead hand, but like what I'm doing right now with my hand, like, you can curve, like, and you don't need to grab, you don't need to have your hand extended with your fingers out to measure range. You can have your hand in a fist, in a closed fist, or at least just a loose fist, without your fingers pointing out, and just be popping that range, like those half jabs and stuff like that is doable without poking your fucking fingers into people's eye sockets. So yeah, Ciryl Gane, obviously a back of the head enthusiast as well, loves those back of the head elbows, loves those standing TKOs up against the cage because he can't put people down with one shot. So he resorts to 17 back of the head elbows in a row or hammer fists against Spivak. Great stuff, love that technique there, the wind up hammer fists to the back of the head. Sensational. You know, finished JDS, Ty, and Sergey Spivak with back of the head shots in some aspect or another. Anyway, though, let's move on from a master of all trades to, honestly, the inventor of the trade, and that is Jon Jones. So we got Jon Bones Midgets Jones, Jonathan Jones, the inventor of the game, honestly. People forget, man, Jon Jones revolutionized the eye poke. Nobody, and I mean nobody, eye pokes like Jon Jones. He developed the spear fingers at 24 years of age at the start of his UFC career. Jon Jones has been doing this for years, over a decade. He came in and immediately inserted himself into the conversation and just presented his weapons, his eye pokes, his stomps to the knee. Jon Jones has the most ratty fighting style, I swear to God. Like the most just scummy, annoying sparring partner fighting style where you're like, bro, fuck off, like stop. And he's trying, like, he's not trying to fight you, he's just trying to do annoying shit to keep you at range and like piss you off. And that's Jon Jones. Just spams oblique kicks and just shoves his fingers in your eye. There's multiple clips against Rampage, against Glover, of him literally walking forward on some Strickland shit, just marching forward, prodding his fingers out there. Just like, literally just like, he puts his hand out there and then starts actually jabbing it at the I can't use footage because I'll get copyrighted, but like, you guys have seen the clips. Search up Jon Jones eye poke compilation. And he literally runs at people and just points his fingers in their eye and then extends them as well. And then Rampage just goes to the ref like, bro, are you seeing this? And then like Jon Jones keeps doing it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Crazy levels of just egregious fouling from Jonathan Jones. But I will say, look, maybe I'm bugging because like unless I haven't actually watched a lot of Jones fights. Like, I didn't start watching the sport like 10 years ago when he was champ. So like or longer than that, obviously. But like, I wasn't watching the prime of Jon Jones's career. So tell me if I'm wrong. Like, tell me if he was a mixer of the fouling arts. Tell me if he mixed it up with the nut shots and mixed it up with the back of the head shots or the cage grabs. It doesn't feel like he'd be a guy to cage grab much, just because like who's shooting on him apart from like DC. And a few guys that just aren't going to get that close, and he always had good takedown defense. But yeah, was Jon Jones a mixer of the illegal strikes, or was he a real one trick? But he mastered that trick. He was the best at that one thing, Jon Jones, with the eye pokes. Anyway, he was remote controlling Ciryl Gane like the fucking like the kid in the Till I Collapse music video with Eminem from the robot bullshit. Like he's doing that shit. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Nassourdine Imavov. Now, I like Imavov. I actually think he's a fun fighter. I enjoy him. I think he's one of the more underrated middleweights. Just a guy that not many people really talk about. But he does eye poke a lot. I think he eye poked Izzy. He eye poked Baralio. He supposedly illegally kicked... Can I fucking charge him? He headbutted... Bro, this charge is pissing me off. He headbutted... Dude, fuck off. Shit keeps getting in my way. He headbutted Chris Curtis. Again, I would say unintentional, but, a bit careless. I think he's eye poked a few other guys in other fights. Like, he is, again, same style of that. They fight the same. I can imitate the style now, but I'm sitting on a fucking couch and I don't have a webcam. So, like, but, like, you know what I mean. Of that, like, light on the foot, bouncing in and out, more heavy on the back foot, just, like, popping in and out, whatever. And then, yeah, that front hand is just always out there. Like, it's always just extended. And then he does that, pops that half jab and goes over the top with the two. But that half jab half the time ends up being a fucking eye poke. So, yeah, Imavov, real crafty cheater, mixes it up well. And just knows the game. You can foul and you don't get points taken unless it's, like, literally the most even like an eye poke is the one thing that you're likely to get a point taken for first go than a nut shot. I don't think I've ever seen, unless it's like later on into the fight and it's just egregious, I don't really ever see a round one nut shot get a point taken. Correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen that in a while, because they just kind of give up and it's like it's no contest, or they keep going. Like, Lopez got fucking whacked in the nuts like 20 seconds in by Gavin Tucker, and then was badly impacted, like right up the middle. Didn't get a point taken, continues, right? But I feel like you don't see points taken from nut shots. So you have a free message to UFC fighters. You have 1, 2, if not maybe even 3, just free nut shots at your opponent before the ref does anything, and just disrupt their rhythm. And if you need a break, if you're getting tired, just kick up the middle right to the ding and just fucking take a 2-minute break while they recover. But Nassourdine Imavov, yeah, real crafty cheater. Anyway, let's move on. Leon Edwards, bruv. I can't fucking see. Leon Edwards, he's a real crafty one as well. He mixes it up. He's a bit of a cage grabber. He's a bit of an eye poker. I think he mixes in some nut shots from time to time, I'd assume, Leon Edwards crafts it up, he mixes it up. God forbid he eye pokes Prates. I really don't want that to happen, but I could see it. A lot of cheating in that Usman fight. Both of them, honestly, or both fights, especially the trilogy. Nut shots galore, couple fence grabs. I think he got a point taken for one of them, didn't he? For a cage grab where he was literally getting dragged away from the cage and just held on, and you could actually see the cage like pull outwards. So yeah, Leon Edwards, real crafty one, mixes it up well, knows the game, goes for the occasional thing, cage grabs, might chuck in the back of the head shot, eye poke, send a kick low, he's a heavy kicker, so those inside low kicks, they tend to go low sometimes. So that's the thing. It's like, I think if you like an inside low kick, if you're getting like a southpaw versus orthodox matchup with that open side kick for the southpaw, or just with that open side kick in general, nut shots are going to happen sometimes, especially if they both throw kicks same time. You see it, right? You can look at the replay and pretty easily figure out how intentional or how incidental it is. Because I don't think many people are like winding up just trying to kick their opponent in the cock. But like, if you watch the replay, you can look at like, how much were they really going for an actual kick, and then how much were they just throwing something out there, not really caring. Because if you're precise, if you're a professional fighter and trying to be precise with your offense, you should be able to land kicks to the legs and not the dick. Like, that should be something that is doable. But Leon Edwards, again, real craftsman. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Kamaru Usman. Osman. Can't even spell your name right, Osman. Little Maltese head. Slap the nails off him too, yeah? But Usman, as Ciryl would call him, yeah, he's a crafty one. He mixes it up. He loves those. He did something that not a lot of people did, which is grab the cage as the guy offensively wrestling. He wasn't trying to get you to the ground. His game, in a lot of his fights that you would see him do this in, was actually holding you against the cage via holding the cage. He would wrap like an underhook and just hold the cage. And make it really fucking difficult for you to get away, and then just spam foot stomps and knees to the thigh. Like, crafty stuff. He revolutionized that technique. People forget, man. Kamaru Usman invented the involuntary hug at 33 years old, in the middle of his prime. But he mixes it up. He's also a crafty one. One of the first ones to start faking fouls to get time. In that first fight with Colby, the nut shot. And oh, my nuts, I need 5 minutes to recover. But yeah, he revolutionized the faking the foul game as well. And trying to get time for shit. Even in that Leon trilogy, a lot of the things he called fouls weren't actually fouls. He'll call them for like shots on the belt or just glancing inside low kicks, and he'll just drag it because if it looks in the area, he'll look at the ref. He'll be on some fucking Bellato shit. He'll look at the ref and then react like he's hurt. Once he's got the reaction he's looking for. So yeah, Usman's a crafty one. Not much of an eye poker, but yeah, likes the cage grabs offensively. And likes the foul faking as well, which is crafty. Anyway, let's move on. Michael Chandler. Conor McGregor. I am the most entertaining lightweight on this planet. Conor imitating Chandler's still the best shit ever. But yeah, Chandler, he's a crafty one. He mixes it up. We've got a good variety here. We've covered almost every foul here. Because Chandler's a real back of the head type guy. Not much of an eye poker. He does get a few in there. I think he eye poked Gaethje once in their fight. But he's a real back of the head shot guy. He's a real doesn't care where his ground and pound goes and will just try and discombobulate you with illegal strikes. I respect it. Because it almost won him a fight against Charles Oliveira. In their rematch. Like, I was concerned. I was like, shit, Charles, fucking, what are you doing? And he almost won. Even against Poirier. This guy's a fucking dope rag, man. This is my house. What? This octagon? the Modelo sign? This fucking dweeb. But yeah, no, Poirier fight when he I still can't get over him just like hammering Poirier in the back of the fucking skull. Poirier looks up. Chandler also looks up. The ref says don't hit him in the back of the head. And then Chandler looks up and then just keeps doing it. And the ref didn't do shit. So we've covered eye pokes. We've covered nut shots. there aren't a lot of... Cameron Simon is another one that I forgot. I can't be bothered getting a fucking screenshot of his UFC page now to add in. But if we include Cameron Simon, we've basically covered every foul. Because like you can't really use yarn for the knees, like illegal knees, because it's not really. There's no, unless I'm wrong, I haven't seen any repeat offenders for illegal like grounded knees. But we've got eye pokes, we've got nut shots covered, we've got cage grabs covered. We got back of the head shots, all the thing. We got fish hooking as well. Chandler with the fish hook against Poirier. If you were a serial fish hooker, I should say, not Volta Walker with the heel hooks. If you're a serial fish hooker, if you've done that more than once, that is diabolical work. So yeah, Michael Chandler, real revolutionary of the back of the head shot game. To just egregiously hit your opponent in the back of the skull and not get a point taken. Anyway, let's move on. Sean O'Malley, I couldn't really think of anyone for 45, unless I'm bugging. I don't know, does Yair cheat, like Movzar? I guess I could just say Movzar and lie, and just because I hate Movzar. But Sean O'Malley, honestly, just for the yarn fight, and I feel like I poked Munoz. I just have memories of, like, in my mind, O'Malley is like a common fouler. Like, did he foul against Merab in the first fight? I feel like he did. But maybe not, I'm not sure. But Sean O'Malley, I couldn't skip 2 divisions, and I wouldn't have known who else to put for bantamweight, to be honest. So I'll chuck O'Malley in here, and let's move on to flyweight. We haven't seen a lot of eye poke combinations in the UFC. We've seen simultaneous one hand, or like one hand goes in both eyes, like 2 fingers or whatever, or like glancing across. I'm almost 90% sure Manel Kape has done a double 1-2 punch eye poke. I think Weidman did it against Bruno Silva. Just a quick jab into both eyes. But I'm pretty sure he's done this. I think he first of all, I think that finish against Bruno Silva stemmed from a groin shot, right? He's also poked a few other guys in the eyes. But that Asiel Mabayo fight, repeat offender eye pokes there for Manel Kape. Because he's just quick and fast twitch, so he just pops it out there, and then like he starts hitting you before the ref can actually call it. So it's like, it was a punch. And then the ref just doesn't know what to do, so you just get a finish. You eye poke your opponent, spin him around in circles a bit, clip farm a little bit, and then just jump on the finish before the ref can realise you've illegally shot them. Because that's what happened with Bruno Silva, is he mixed it up to the body too, so the ref was probably like, it was just a body shot. And you can't, and he's probably just in survival mode because Kape's still punching him, so he can't really hold his nuts and be like, ref, it was a groin shot. But for sure, the eye pokes of Kape are a devastating weapon in the arsenal. And then last of all, Tim Elliott. I couldn't even tell you what Tim Elliott does. I need to go back and rewatch that Tagir fight, because I just know in my mind, like, my core memory of that fight was just some of the most crafty. I won't even say bad. Like, it was good. It was crafty. It was egregiously fucking obvious, but somehow it didn't get punished for it. And we got the legendary Khabib crash out in the corner of Tagir Ulanbekov losing to Tim Elliott via just getting the rules bent. It was great stuff. Anyway, though, guys, that will do it. Hope you enjoyed. Quickish video. Let me know some more. I want to do a rant. I used to do these like Friday, like once a week rant videos, or like once every couple of weeks. Just pick 4, 5, 6 topics and just rant 8 topics and just like rant about shit and just like 5 minutes on each, and then answer some viewer questions. I might bring that back. So drop some questions in the comments you guys want me to answer if I do like a ranty sort of podcast style shit. Because I want to rant about these dumbass fucking idiots, Kenny and Joey and shit, etc. I want to rant about the main card order of UFC 322 with Bo Nickel on the main card. I want to rant about some other shit. So if there's any topics that you want me to rant about, let me know, or any questions you want answered. Otherwise, that'll do it, guys. Goodbye. Good night. I'm going to bed.